my name is Karole Sharpe. I live here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. I'm here at the Anton Center today, and we're going to do a class on monoprints. So first off, a little bit about me. I grew up in Royal Oak, Michigan. I lived in Denver, Colorado for 39 years, and I moved back to Michigan about 3 years ago. So I primarily work with glass, but I've worked with all different kinds of media. I worked with cement, metal, glass, printing, acrylics, mosaics, all different kinds of things. So monoprints is the theme for today. So our goal is to create 3 different things. One product would be artist cards. These are artist trading cards, and these are about the size of a playing card, and you can do little prints on these and then do drawings on them and trade them with other artists. Or you can make greeting cards. Again, the monoprint is mounted on the greeting card, or you can do larger pieces just as a piece of artwork that then you can cut up, or you can just use this as a base and then do more work on top of it. So that's where we're headed today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to start with a small monoprint. This size paper, I have 3 different sizes of paper. This is the size of paper that will fit on a blank greeting card. I can do the monoprint on this piece of paper, or I can do the monoprint right directly on this card. And then I also have a kind of a medium-sized piece of paper, and then I have a large piece of paper for doing more collage size. So, but we're going to start with the small size. So first thing you want to do is you want to get all your paper ready. So if you're going to have smaller sizes, if you want to do more of the artist trading card size, you can fold that in half. And I just rip it off on the edge of the paper, on the edge of the table. So I have a small size. This is more an artist trading card side. So we'll do a couple of those too. I've got tempera paints here, and then I've got a plastic bag. So for the first process, what you need is the tempera paints and the plastic bag. So, and just pick a color that you like, whatever is your fancy. I like blue. So, and then what you do is you're just putting a dot of paint. You can do, a series of small dots. You can do a streak, but you can see there's not a whole lot of paint on there. It's just a small amount. Right now I'm going to do another color. Let's see. Well, let's do something different. We'll do some yellow. And with this, again, you don't need much paint. I mean, literally a dot. And if you don't have the paint where you can put the dot like this, you could put a paint in cup and then dip in like a Q-tip, or you could dip in a paintbrush. And let's see, I usually like to do 3 colors, so I'm going to add in one more color. Put just a dot of pink in the middle. It's not rocket science. It's just plain and have fun. So then I take my piece of paper and I just am laying that on top of there. Now, if I don't press down, I'm not going to get very many marks. So if I press down, I want to just press down very gently. I'm hardly putting any pressure on that. And then as I pick it up, you can see what I end up with some pretty major dots. I mean, they're pretty, what do I want to say? They're dense and opaque. They're very distinct kinds of dots. Right now, I'm going to show you. So now I'm going to just lay this down. And now here's another one. Now with this one, I'm going to put it down and I'm going to press. And then as I pick it up, I'm going to pull it through that paint. And then I get a very different kind of an effect there. Okay. So now I'm going to use a little bit bigger. Now I still got a little bit of paint on there, but now I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add some more paints because I'm doing a bigger piece. And again, you're just putting like a drop on there. You can see I'm not putting that much on there. And you have to kind of be patient because sometimes this comes out fast, sometimes it doesn't come out hardly at all. Oh, that time I got a big blob. Okay, and then a little bit of yellow like I had before. I'm going to kind of stretch it a little bit and make more like a line. Okay, so again, I'm just taking the paper, I just place it on top there. I'm going to press. This one I'm going to press kind of hard and smush it out, and then I'm going to pull it off. So you can see, and then the paint will run if you hold it up. But just down over there, and then I'm going to do one more here from this. And this one, I'm going to more kind of swipe it. Again, I kind of pulling it across that plastic, and you can see I get those really cool streaks on there. Okay, so it just depends on how much paint you have on here, whether or not you're going to get, you know, like a thick dot, or if you're going to get more of a smear. Okay, so you can do whatever you like. Some people like the dot, some people like the smear. So I kind of like both, because I think there's a lot of movement in there, and I like the play of the colors. So, okay, so those are how you do the small size. Now for the larger size, put these over here, I am going to flip my bag, trying not to get the paint on the table. Okay, and now I kind of have like a clean palette here. So now I'm going to do a larger size. And with this one, I'm going to use a whole different palette of colors. So I've got kind of like a peach color here. And you can see, again, I'm putting some dots are big, some dots are small. Some of it I'm just barely touching on there. Okay, and then I'm going to add some browns. Again, you can do like a series of dots. You can, if you pull that lid back, you can kind of make almost like a line. All right, and then I'm going to add some pink in. Oh, that was a big dot. Okay, so this is not rocket science. It's just kind of having fun, playing with colors, and it's whatever colors you like, whatever colors appeal to you. And now I've got a full sheet of paper, and again, I'm going to press this down, and I'm going to kind of spread it. So you can see how I'm spreading from the inside towards the outside to spread that paint out. And I'm going to pick it up, and I end up with that. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I love the colors. All right, so that's this process. Let's see. Usually when I do this, I can get maybe, you know, 2 pulls off of it. So I took a lot of the paint off, but what I'm going to do is on this one now, I'm going to add in another color. Okay, and then we'll do another one here. This one I'm going to do a little bit more of a pull kind of method here. I smushed, but then I'm also going to pull. And you can see I get a real different look on that. So, like I said, this is something that after this paint dries, then you can go back in and you can do drawing on top of it. You can use it as a background for a collage. You could just cut up a section of this that you like and put it on a card. You can cut them up and use it for the artist trading cards. So there's that. Okay, not stuck together. All right, so the next thing is we're going to use some different things to do monoprints. I've got styrofoam. This was like the bottom of a meat package or like in fruit. I got broccoli on this. So then I cut it up, and what I did was I took a pencil, kind of a dull pencil, and then I drew on it. I just drew some circles with some stems. And you can see, you can get a pretty good indentation in that. This is another one that I did that are just stripes, okay? for now, for this, I'm going to take, let's see, what color should I use? I guess we'll try green here. And with this, I'm just going to put a line across here. I have a plexiglass plate, which you're going to get in your kits. And I'm using a sponge brush, and I'm just wiping that across there. And I'm going to set that aside, and then I can get my paper here. I'm using a medium-sized piece of paper for this one. And I take it, so you can see where my marks were with the pencil, and I'm putting it down, and then I'm just pressing that into that paint. And I've got some little plastic tabs on here that I can pull that up with, and then I can press it on this paper. And there you can see how it prints the marks on there. So I can do this numerous times on here. I've got enough paint on here, and I can create a design. I could do whatever I want. I could do a border, or I could make sure I press this all on that paint. Probably get one more on here. Let's see if I can get one more on that end. So on this one, I'm just pressing it down where I want it to go. There you go. And then you can also take the piece of paper on this pad. You can see how I have a real interesting pattern on here. So I can take the paper, and then you don't want to press very hard because you don't want to smush your design. So I'm just very, very lightly putting that on there. And then I pull that off, and I get a real interesting design on there. So anyway, it's just kind of having fun, playing, making different kinds of designs with things. So this one, what I did was on the back was I took tape and I made my own little handle. I just took a piece of masking tape. And this is the other product that we can use is you can take a juice box, or I had coconut water box, and it's got that metallic inside. And I just put this tape on the back like that. So that becomes my holder. And then again, you can do the same thing. Now with this one, I used a pen so I could get a sharp mark. Now let's see, I'm just going to draw like a star shape. You can see like that. And you can do any kind of design. You can do a crosshatch. You can just do a circle, a crosshatch, or the like a circle, or you can even draw like a house. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just wipe this green off of here, put on a new color. This is just a wet paper towel. You can see it comes off pretty easily. These tempera paints are easy. They wash off easily. If you get them on your clothes, they'll just wash out. So they're pretty easy to work with. Okay, now let's try a different color. How about red? You can make Christmas cards with these. You can do all kinds of things with these. So I'm going to use the other side of my brush. Just let's spread that out a little bit. And let's try this one. You can see that's the one with the house. Got a little bit of paint on there. And I'm just going to press this down. Get my paper ready. Let's see. There you can kind of see that didn't come out super good, but you can kind of see the house on there. Let's try a red one and see what happens. or a round one. This is the round ones, you see. I'm just picking up that paint on this, and then I'm transferring it over to this. And there you can see I got marks. It also creates a real interesting pattern in there. Here's one that I did earlier with the purple and with the lines. You can see how the paint creates an interesting kind of marks on there. Kind of looks like ferny. So there's a lot of different things you can do with those. So, and then you can also, with these, you can go back in. It's good to wait until they dry, but then you can go back in with like markers and color in there, or put designs in there too. So we'll do that in a little bit more of that. What else? Okay, so there's that. All right, you're gonna have to excuse now. Can you stop for a minute? Shouldn't have this wet.